We pass down a lot of things through our families: wealth, genetics, stories. But we also pass down a darker inheritance. We guard our unhealed trauma and toxic behaviors like family heirlooms, handing them to the next generation without a second thought. The people doing this rarely announce it. In fact, many don't even realize they're doing it. They bury these inherited dysfunctions under a thick layer of social charm, economic status, or deep religious piety. We even build cultural containers for them. The horror stories we consume, like Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, give us a way to look at the real monsters we live with without having to confront them directly. Even ancient parables were designed to embed dangerous truths inside simple stories, hiding the real message from anyone who wasn't ready to see it. When we look at the world's addiction to comforting lies, we have to realize these aren't accidental blind spots. They form a highly effective, inherited system built specifically to keep us from facing the reality of our own shadows, which creates a strange paradox. We are standing on the edge of the Jetsons age. We possess the intellect to map the human genome and place hardware on the surface of Mars. Yet, despite that massive intellectual leap, we are still choking on the exact same political lies and petty tribal hatreds that paralyzed our ancestors a century ago. And if you point out this hypocrisy, the system fights back. Society has an aggressive immune response to prophets, whistleblowers, and anyone who refuses to play along with the accepted narrative. We actively punish the people who demand the truth. During periods of mass panic or global crisis, the immediate instinct is to marginalize and write off the individuals who won't participate in the deception. We've launched our hardware into the future, but our emotional software is fighting tooth and nail to stay in the past. There is a specific type of person born constitutionally allergic to these lies. From day one, they call things exactly as they are. They are the truth tellers. But truth is a dangerous drug, demanding a heavy toll. Wielding absolute truth costs you your friends, your family, your safety, and your sleep. The moment you start tearing open the comforting delusions, the pitchforks come out. Society rallies instantly to protect its blind spots. This leads to the system's darkest trick. The narrative becomes twisted. People trapped inside perceive truth as a hostile threat. That's why people closest to you resist hardest. Your clarity threatens their entire lives, so they'd rather shoot the messenger than face the message. The backlash represents a systemic autoimmune response from a society desperate to survive on its own comforting lies, which creates an agonizing trap. How do you wield clarity without destroying everyone around you? It's an almost impossible tension between demanding honesty and trying to maintain love. Love divorced from truth fails, becoming a mechanism of enabling that passes down toxicity. Truth without love is pure cruelty, a sledgehammer leaving only wreckage. You must find the middle path, wielding truth not to destroy, but as a scalpel to cut away infection. It's a brutal paradox. You must see the brokenness of the world with perfect clarity, while still somehow maintaining the capacity to care about the people trapped inside it. To actually break this machinery of intergenerational trauma, you need a specific protocol. You have to completely redefine what it means to forgive. Usually, we treat forgiveness as a passive concession. We think it's an act of weakness or a way of saying the people who caused the pain actually deserve absolution. They don't. Real forgiveness is an exorcism. It is the conscious, active refusal to carry another generation's toxic poison in your own veins for one more day. Psychologically, doing this is the only way to separate the individual person from the destructive pattern they've been perpetuating. You see what they did, you understand why they did it, and you refuse to let it define you. This specific brand of forgiveness effectively cuts off the fuel supply, stopping the machinery of inherited deception dead in its tracks. But making this choice guarantees a lonely journey. To survive that isolation, you have to accept that sometimes love looks like walking away. It looks like setting hard boundaries that will feel incredibly cruel to people who have grown completely addicted to their lives. You must be willing to shatter the peace in the room. A false peace built on comforting delusions is simply delayed suffering. Speaking maximum truth will absolutely summon a storm, and the pitchforks will come. But pain is an excellent teacher, and all storms eventually end. And when the dust of our generational delusions finally clears, radical truth will